How is it going, my heroes, my villains, and everybody in between? Sean Ross here, and welcome back, guys, to another live reaction to My Hero Academia. We are on manga chapter number 244, and the title of this week's chapter is Recommendation.
Hi, how are you?
Oh my God! So it appears that something is being recommended based on the title of this chapter. I have no idea what it could be, but odds are I'm gonna find out once I dive into this week's chapter. And I'm excited to dive into the chapter because we had no My Hero chapter last week. We were on break. Hopefully Horikoshi was able to enjoy the break that he got. But now that we got the new chapter, I am just eager to dive right back in to the Endeavor work study and follow Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki learning under Endeavor. Because last week's chapter, where we ended off, we have those three and Endeavor in pursuit of Nostradamus, this fortune teller, floating on bubbles type guy who's spouting off about darkness and evil and the end of the world.
Nostradamus, decoded.
But we also have Hawks on scene. And immediately that gets a lot of people excited because Hawks is always exciting to watch. What's he gonna do? What's he going to say? Is he going to help Endeavor take down this guy? And what's he gonna do now that he is here? Because I know he wants to talk with Endeavor about what has transpired with the formation of the Paranormal Liberation Front. We saw him holding Destro's book. So what's going to happen now that Hawks is here with Endeavor chasing after Nostradamus? I'm just excited to dive into this chapter to see where we are going to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, enough dilly-dallying. Without further ado, let's dive right in to chapter 244 and continue the Endeavor work study. And it looks like we are jumping right back into the action with this first panel right here. Just this shot of our Trinity speeding through the city right here, just zooming by the civilians on the street. Deku using full cowling. We see Todoroki just gliding on his ice. And Bakugo is multitasking. Not only is he propelling himself with his explosions, but he is also kicking his suitcase back into his hands.
Yeah! Happy feet! Wombo combo! That ain't Falco. Kick it!
Smart move, Bakugo. Smart move. Stay behind me and watch. We won't be able to watch if we don't keep up with him, biting at the ankles of the number one. And there we see Endeavor just engulfed in flames, just blitzing through the town as well.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
And he's going really fast. Like, he is almost out of view. From Deku's point of view, he's like a dot in the distance. Before we even heard the sound of the shockwave, he was gone. Fast doesn't even begin to describe it.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Wow. This man is not waiting at all for the Trinity to keep up. He's gonna go as fast as he can to the villain's location. You either stick with him or fall behind. Either way, Endeavor is going to do his job. And the fact that there was even a shockwave with how fast he was moving. Like, did he break the sound barrier with how much firepower is coming off of him? That'd be crazy if that was the case. Crap! And of course, Bakugo is just gritting his teeth as he just stares angrily at how fast Endeavor is moving right now. And then Shoto is just thinking to himself, he's using flash fire. So that's why he's moving so quickly. He's using flash fire in bursts to increase his speed.
Behold.
Yo! This man just went full Human Torch in this panel right here.
Flame on!
That looks awesome. Endeavor!
Flame on!
He literally just went flame on and launched himself into the air to fly like the Human Torch. He is speed blitzing to Nostradamus' location right now. He's not waiting for the Trinity. He's getting there as quickly as he can, and he's gonna do it as a gigantic fireball just flying through the city streets. Damn, that looks really cool. That is dope. Look. And speak of the devil, there we have Nostradamus just floating through the city on his bubbles, and then we have some businessmen and women seeing him floating there. The wicked stars are conspiring against us. We must stop them. Hey, that's the Servants of the Stars from 2nd Street. It's too early for this crap. I can relate to this guy. This guy just wants to get into work, just wants to get into his morning routine, doesn't want anything crazy to happen, but he walks in and now has this crazy fortune teller looking guy floating outside his office window.
The world will end next week. Spend your children's college fund.
I'm too tired for this.
I can relate to this guy. But it's interesting to see that the businesswoman actually recognizes him. Like, this guy is known as the Servant of the Stars on 2nd Street. So that's interesting.
Nani?
And Nostradamus is doing something to the building right here. It looks like he's just sucking everything into his location right now. The earth is on the verge of being engulfed by darkness. He's sucking in the glass. That's what he is doing. So his power is controlling and manipulating glass. So those aren't bubbles he's floating on, those are glass spheres. And this man just pulled all of the glass from the windows of the skyscrapers. This man is in his element. Nostradamus is in the perfect environment for his quirk. He's sucking in the glass. What's gotten into that old geezer? We can't afford to wait for the heroes.
Loser, loser.
This man has adopted the ideology of the Liberation Front. That is interesting. So it looks like this man's about to act before the heroes even get here. So we're starting to see that the events of Daika City are starting to spread to the citizens around Japan. That's interesting. Flee, my fellow citizens. I am the one who shall destroy the source of this darkness. And you just see all of the glass just molding into another sphere. Now, this man just created a gigantic crystal ball from the glass. He created a gigantic glass spirit bomb, basically.
Wait. Here we go!
Radiance of the Ruined King. He created a glass Genkidama from all the glass from the windows. And look at all the windows. Glass is gone from the surrounding skyscrapers. And look at our businessman now. After he sees the gigantic glass spirit bomb, he's like,
Oh no.
oh no, I'm not taking this guy on. He can talk the talk, but he cannot walk the walk once he saw this unfold. Damn, Nostradamus, gathering the energy of the surrounding glass. Now, be revealed. Servants of the Dark Lord, come forth. And he just launches his glass spirit bomb down towards the streets of the city.
You've much yet to learn.
And there you see the flame streak of Endeavor. He's made it here. And he launches a fire attack, piercing through the glass spirit bomb. And Nostradamus is shocked by this. He's like, what? Nani? What was that? Flash, Fire Fist. Yo, Endeavor!
Just another sheep. Can't you hear cries for help?
We got a full panel page of just Endeavor destroying the glass spirit bomb. But that wasn't a fire blast. He actually flew into the glass spirit bomb and then just exploded it from the inside. Yo, Endeavor is impressing me. Like, he's already had me, but like, just with this chapter, this is amazing stuff with Endeavor we're getting right here. He made quick work of that glass spirit bomb, and he used his flash fire fist to just, bam, blow it to smithereens. That's awesome. So, you manipulate glass, Elder One. Your skill is outstanding, but I find it hard to understand. How dare you pull a stunt like this under my watch? And look at this panel of Endeavor. The man looks badass right here. The suit looks godly. Like, it looks awesome. Just the flames on his body. And I love the fact of what he says here. Like, he shows up and he applauds this man of his power, but he's like, you picked the wrong town to mess with. This is my territory. Now you have to deal with the #1 pro hero. Nostradamus is in big trouble. It's Endeavor. Hot, hot, hot. It's too hot. Let's get out of here. Ah, my throat is burning. And Nostradamus is hightailing it out of this situation as quickly as he can.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please.
He's like, I can't deal with the #1 pro hero. I can't take the heat. I'm getting out of the kitchen. I'm getting out of this situation. And you see him trying to escape through a really narrow alleyway between these two buildings. Endeavor, I'll leave the evacuation to you. And we see Endeavor in hot pursuit of Nostradamus. And we just see Endeavor. He is jumping off of the side of the building as he came in at high speeds, and he's launching himself faster towards Nostradamus. Now, attack!
It's a trap!
This man had goons in waiting. He's got 3 goons getting ready to jump Endeavor. These guys are done. And they just reply, yes, master. And Endeavor notices them. These guys are about to get fodernized. I can just feel it. Deku and Bakugo. There you go. That's what I like to see. That's awesome. They caught up, and they are actually assisting Endeavor right here, which this I'm glad to see, because this allows Endeavor to focus on Nostradamus. We got Deku coming in with a kick, and Bakugo getting ready to launch an explosion in the knife wielder's face.
But wait! There's more!
And Hawks is showing up too. We got some of his feathers flying into view. Huh? Oh, you guys must be interns. Hawks swooped in and stole taking out the goons from Deku and Bakugo.
Have you not? What?
Yahoo! He was so quick. Bakugo didn't even move. He's in the same position he was on the last page. It's just that his expression changed. And then Deku kind of got pushed aside a little bit. Yo, Hawks. He stole the win from Deku and Bakugo right there. He stole those goons from them. And then Endeavor was actually free, so that way he can just pin Nostradamus down to the ground. That's it. They caught them. Sorry, looks like I was just one step faster. And Deku, shocked at who he is seeing. Hawks! Hawks is here, the #2 pro hero. And we see Bakugo and Deku land on the ground. Hawks pinning the goons down to the ground. And you can see Shoto in the back right there. So he was a little slower than Deku and Bakugo right there. I thought Endeavor might have been in a tough spot. So here I am. Did it look like I was in a tough spot? Endeavor's not gonna like that. He's like, how dare you say that? I had this situation under control. And Shoto is kind of looking in awe at Hawks right here. He did, didn't he, Shoto? What? Sure. He agreed with Hawks. He didn't agree with his old man. As soon as Hawks said, it's like, yeah, he needed my help, right, Shoto? And he just immediately agreed with Hawks. Endeavor's not gonna like that. He's gonna be shouting, Shoto! Because he said that. Shoto! Contact me in advance if you're planning on coming here. Well, I just happened to be floating by. And you got that panel shot right there, which I feel like we get a lot of panel shots like that with Hawks, with him kind of staring through his wings back at the person he's talking to.
He's right, you know.
And now we just see the goons and Nostradamus being arrested and taken into custody. We were only following orders from the Servant of the Stars. Unhand me! Release me at once, before it's too late. We'll take it from here. Thanks. That man is the source of the darkness. That light he emits shall summon the darkness, and our demise along with it.
Nostradamus claimed he could see well into our future. For all his vague language, those predictions point to the end of the world.
Oh, thanks, Freddy. Foreshadowing. Who is this?
If that's not foreshadowing for future events in the story, and possibly for this arc, I don't know what else it could be. And honestly, it kind of makes sense now that I'm thinking about it. Because quirk aside with Endeavor, he does shine bright. He is the new #1 pro hero for Hero Society. And the brighter he shines as the #1 pro hero, the more darkness he's going to summon. And that darkness has most likely got to be alluding to the Paranormal Liberation Front. Oh boy, I am both nervous and excited for the future events that we're going to get in future chapters. It's going to be insane. Another incident solved with no casualties. As long as you're keeping a watchful eye on this town, we've got nothing to fear. And we see the cop just tipping his hat at Endeavor. My name is Midoriya. Pleased to meet you, sir. And Deku is just so excited to be introducing himself to Hawks right here. Oh, you're that kid who blew up his own fingers. That's how he's recognizing Deku right now? Madman Deku from the sports festival with his fight with Shoto. Smash! Drop it!
Fingers on my right hand! I am not done yet! So come at me with all you've got!
Yeah.
What an impression to leave upon Hawks. Definitely a moment like that would be ingrained in anyone's mind after watching that match. But it's also going to be really nice to see Hawks witness the growth that Deku has gone through since the sports festival. And plus, I'm also wondering if Hawks has Tokoyami with him right now, because that's how he recruited him. He watched the sports festival and then got Tokoyami for the internship and work study. So I'm wondering if Tokoyami's doing his work study with Hawks this time around.
Revelry in the dark.
Speak of the devil, speak of Tokoyami, he shows up on the very next page. I have heard all about you from Tsukuyomi. I would have liked to work with you too. But what about Tokoyami? He isn't going to continue his internship with you? I'm having him work with my sidekicks back in my neck of the woods. Okay, so he is doing the work study, but he is back at HQ with the sidekicks. I've just been so busy lately, you know? I actually kinda feel bad for him. Hawks! He says that staring at Bakugo. That is cold.
And here we go.
talking about the genes in the bag. Best genist, how he's missing, and how that could possibly be affecting Bakugo. Hawks always has to bring it up in some way, shape, or form when he appears in a chapter. We just can't escape it. He always, very subtly, brings up the fact of best genist. Damn it, Hawks. I actually kind of feel bad for him, pointing at Bakugo. Just so we're clear, I got there faster than you back there. And then Hawks says, I wonder about that. Sure, kid, you keep thinking that. And what business do you have with me, Hawks? And so now we have Endeavor butting in. Well, it's not exactly business, but... And he takes out Destro's book.
Can I tell you about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Deku is looking at the book and says Superpower Liberation Front or Meta Liberation Front. And then Endeavor is just looking blankly with a question mark like, what are you getting at, Hawks? So, have you heard of it? These guys have really been growing lately, and they're garnering even more attention after that civilian resistance effort in Daika City. I'm sorry, I have to beat around the bush about this. It's an old memorandum, but it really foresaw our current society well. If only a limited number of people are allowed to live freely, the consequences will all fall on those who weren't granted that right, or so they say. If you don't have a lot of time, just read the section I bookmarked, alright? Is Hawks trying to give Endeavor a secret message through the book right here?
Correct!
Hawks is recommending this book to Endeavor. That's where the title of this chapter comes in. Hawks is recommending Destro's book to Endeavor because he's most likely putting a secret coded message into it so Skeptic might not overhear it. Destro's ideals are everything we could ask for. And he just said that right in front of Endeavor. Society where everyone can look out for themselves. It really fits this era. Right now, this is the only way I can get my message across. And Endeavor's just like, what are you saying? This has to be what Hawks is doing. Because Hawks knows he is wired. He is bugged. He's got microphones in his wings right now to where he can't say what he actually wants to say to Endeavor with Skeptic listening.
Do you ever get back to you about that account? You know, you remember it was like 4 or 5 mil, something like that, right? We were supposed to kick back 4 or 5 mil, was it?
Hawks is being really smart about this. It's almost like he's spreading the word of Destro to the #1 pro hero, and that's what Skeptic is going to overhear. This is also Skeptic doesn't become skeptical of what Hawks is doing. Hawks, I love you. This is great to see what you're doing right here. Playing it smart, playing it really close to the chest, but this could also end badly because if Endeavor doesn't pick up on this, just judging by his facial expressions, he could kind of view Hawks as someone who has flipped over and joined a villain organization, which that would not be good. If we can make that a reality, then we'll have all the free time in the world, Endeavor. So please pick up on it, #1. And then just Endeavor staring very seriously at Hawks right now. Stone cold look. And then now he's thinking back to his lunch conversation with Hawks back during the Pro Hero arc. I want to create a world where heroes have more free time than they know what to do with. Oh man, and that kind of aligns with what Hawks is currently saying. Ever true to his feelings, see through this lie. And that is the end of chapter 244. Damn. Endeavor, you better be picking up on the hints that Hawks is laying out for you right now, because this can end one of two ways. Endeavor picks up on the hints and then looks at the secret message that Hawks made for him in the book and realizes what Hawks is actually doing, that he's a secret agent, and what he's saying is a lie. Or it can go a bad way to where he kind of now views Hawks as a villain that has aligned themselves with a villain ideology, doesn't even bother to look at the secret message, and is now kind of an enemy of Hawks, to where Hawks cannot blow his cover right now because Skeptic would be overhearing the conversation.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
But overall, this was a good chapter to come back after the MHA break, having no chapter. Horikoshi, you're setting this arc up really well. It's another 17-pager. We've had 4 chapters in a row with 17 pagers. You're on fire, and you just have me even more excited and hyped for this arc and for next week's chapter. So with that, guys, that right there is my live reaction to chapter 244 of My Hero Academia. But now I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on the events of this chapter. Everything with the chase scene of Nostradamus running away and then eventually getting captured by Endeavor, Hawks, and the Trinity. But then everything ending off this chapter with Hawks trying to relay his secret message to Endeavor. Will Endeavor be able to pick up on the hints that Hawks is trying to make Endeavor clue in on? Or will this lead to a big misunderstanding where Endeavor's not going to pick up on it and then might see Hawks as a person that has aligned themselves with a villain organization? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon. That way you guys can be alerted for every new MHA reaction that pops up on the channel. But if you guys want to talk about other things outside of YouTube, feel free to also follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can be found in the description down below. That's going to do it from here, guys. So until next week, when we have chapter 245 of My Hero Academia, I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond plus ultra.